absolutely huge boxes arrive for review. They weigh an absolute ton. I'm really excited about the contents of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump straight into it and start having a quick look inside. We've got the camera set up here because it's the only way I can fit everything in. It's absolutely huge. What I'm going to do is going to get this out quickly, have a look at what's inside the boxes, then we're going to get building some of this stuff, and I'll go to a whole bunch of close-ups and a quick look at some of the individual pieces. But to start with, let's just start looking at what's in this. So there's a few MDF pieces there, I'll come back to that. Right, here we go. Okay, so they seem to be in different shapes and sizes. I'm going to pull them out and we'll just start placing them down. As you can see, these are baseboards and they're designed in a jigsaw pattern so they connect together. There's 6 baseboards there. Clearly additional detail as well, including bases. I think they're bases, probably gaming bases maybe. But they're pre-painted to a fantastic level of detail. Look at the sort of OSL glow on some of these floors, it's incredible. So this is already excited. So that's 6 boards. They look approximately 1 foot square. I think they're a bit left. Let's just have a quick look at how big each one of those squares is. So yeah, you look at about 9 inches across on each one of those squares. Right, this is mental. Right, what else have we got in here? I want to keep getting them out bits and bits. As you can see, lots more detail works, bulkheads, doorways, ramps maybe, could be windows. There's a lot of work to try and get to the bottom of what all this is. In fact, I'm going to place that there, that makes sense. How's that? Can you still see this stuff on camera? I'm hoping you can. Wow, wow, wow. That's even more baseboards. Is it? They're at least connected. They look like edge of table stuff maybe. Some corner pieces. And that's definitely sort of bulkhead frameworks. Wow. Okay, let's keep going on this stuff. It's interesting how it's all... Oh my goodness, right, I'm going to have to put the box down. Okay, that's everything in this box, and you can tell from the strain how much is actually contained in that one box. And there's 2 boxes of stuff to go through here. We definitely have what I would suggest is doorways. Could be windows. And like I say, this is my first initial view of all of this. So don't 100% know what everything is at the moment. But we've got a lot of work to get this built. And this is definitely what I'm going to be doing over the next few days. There's level 5s, there's writing on this detail. Again, more of the silver work. It's really interesting how they've done this. They must be masking each individual area off, laying a mask over and then hitting this with, looks like a combination of aerosols and maybe airbrush paint. It's hard to say. We've got even more access ways and corridors. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking this is perfect for a multitude of games. Definitely Necromunda. Definitely the new 40k sort of skirmish game that's coming out. Yeah, this is interesting, and there's just so much of it. Yeah, I don't know what to say. This is an incredible amount of stuff we've been sent for review, and I am absolutely blown away by this. Okay, what else is in this second box now? Right, clearly some more bases. So there was 6 over there, I think. This is another 8, 10, 12. So that's 12 of them, including those edge pieces. More ramps, more bases, more bulkheads. I'm going to put them there, actually. I'm hoping... Right, okay. I'm going to put the box down and pull these out again. Yeah, the level of work these guys are putting into this before it comes out to you is amazing. There's, this is more... I'm actually a little bit lost for words because I'm just trying to bend my head around how much is actually here and how big a surface you could create just in what's inside this set. What we're going to do is we're going to pull up there's another 6 more square sections there before you even get into those edge sections. I'm going to pull up a few photos from the Kickstarter so you can have a look at it in place. What I'm going to do is start building some samples of this. It's going to take me a lot of work to get these in place. What I want to do is try and build 2 or 3 of these so you've got an idea of what it looks like. and we'll go into a more detailed review of the product.
Okay, right. I've had a few nights to build this, and it took a few nights. I think I put about 3 or 4 nights into getting all of that built. I'm not going to show every single piece in the rest of this review, because what I'm going to do in the description below, there is a link to a battle report that we filmed and was actually used on Twitch, and you can see a lot of the scenery in action on a battle report. Needless to say, I like the terrain so much it went straight onto a 40k battle report, so I think that pretty much says everything I've got to say about it. But before I do that, let's say a little bit more. Let's have a look at some of the individual pieces in detail. Like I say, I'm not going to go through everything, but I just want to, you know, show something that the previous part of the video didn't show. Right, so these are the base plates, and as you can see, you get plenty of these. I actually lost count of how many of these base plates you get, and the fit for these is fantastic. If I'll just show a couple of them, give you an idea. So essentially they lock in together nice and tight. You can place them on your terrain or simply on the table if you want to do a game solely within some kind of weird alien base or something like that. It'd be perfectly fine. The fit's really good. The fit's consistent and great. I have to say, when I was building the review versions, they aren't even the version that's going on Kickstarter. They're a kind of a pre-release version, and he was still ironing out a few of the fits of the MDF. To that end, I had to file a couple of pieces to make it fit, but we've spoken and he's absolutely assured me the cutting plans have been changed, and the fit is going to be absolutely spot on for the Kickstarter. It'll be available soon, but again, they're just these guys are perfectionists, so they're just getting everything absolutely right. Okay, right, you see the pattern, you can see this pre-painted you know, style now, which is really nice. They've done little glow effects and hexagonal effects. This is both etched in and painted onto the surface. I think it's great. It looks good, looks really authentic when it's on the table. Just want to have a look at some of the pieces then. So this is a completed corner section, and you can see that it's made up of a few basic pieces. You've got the wall profile, which is this sort of slope out then slope in, and then a barrier on top. That actually has a platform for models to stand on as well. You get ladders which you can attach into this, and again, if you look at the back report, we've got a few of those in there. And as you can see, the support structures on the inside, that's how it all goes together. I built these outer bits first, that's how I approached it. So I took all of the support pieces, attached these outer pieces to it, including the platform, and then everything just went down into the base. If I also show you, say, one of these sections here, this gives you an idea of how it fits together. So this is another wall section, again with the same profile, the same platform. You know, obviously if you were doing this for yourself, then you'd spend a bit of time tidying these up. I think you know, like I say, I was doing it for the channel, so just wanted to get them done for a quick review and you know, show them on the battle report. Again, just to show you, that's how they look together, nice and neat. You can see how they fit together, and again, as it sort of presents to the outside, you get that sort of joined up view there, so you can see how that's working down there. And again, obviously all of this can fit along, and then you can put the baseboards behind to fit in and run another wall section down there. Here we have one of the corridor sections. Again, this is going to be available on the Kickstarter, and as you can see, this has got like a double wall, and you know, this is a corner piece to a corridor. Again, I just think it works really well. You can still get in there to move the models around. I think that's the main thing. It's still a playable piece. But you could also play this as if this is not part of the terrain. We're sort of talking through ideas of Zone Mortalis type games and those kind of things. You can be wandering around corridors, and you know, I think there's some great stuff. You know, these things could provide cover, and you could hide dudes into the corner of here and stuff. So yeah, it's just great. The pre-painted, I think it has a really nice look to it. You know, it's not too clean. It's got almost like a natural weathering going on with either the little bits of overspray or texturing that takes place within the MDF. So you can see some of this sort of texture and pattern coming through. I just think it works really well. You put it together, it's quite natural once it's on the table. Okay, what I'm going to do is leave you with some photos I've taken of close-ups of the terrain so you can get a good idea of how it looks. But as I said, just as a reminder, check out the battle report, which is linked below, because you can just see the terrain in action. And we played Tau versus Grey Knights, and we had all of the Tau lined up on the terrain, and it just looked amazing. Great little gun wall that they made, so check that out. Yeah, I think these are brilliant. get along to the Kickstarter, give these guys some support, get them up and running, because we can only expect bigger and better things as time goes on with these people. Alright, cheers then, bye.